Hi, and welcome to another edition of In the Weeds. Today we're going to be discussing some of the whys behind why we do what we do, as well as answering some questions from the field. Now obviously we can't answer every question in one episode, so if you have a question you'd like us to answer in the future, please either email it to me at blake@blro.net, or you can have one of your managers post it to Backstage at In the Weeds. Now let's get started. Welcome to Bar Louie, and welcome to In the Weeds. I hope you brought your weed whackers.
Welcome to In the Weeds with Blake Rohrbaugh. This Backstage program is dedicated to all things beverage, both in and out of Bar Louie. We hope you have some fun and learn a thing or two. Well, not like school learning, you know, like booze learning. So sit back, relax, and if you're not working, grab a drink.
So Bar Louie is a local bar, and one of our main goals is to never feel like a chain. We are run by a corporation, but that does not mean that we have to feel corporate. If you've ever met me or at least watched some of these videos.
Sure. We're gonna start off with 6 ounces of Deep Eddy Ruby Red.
I'm pretty sure I don't come across as a stuffy bigwig. So a lot of times when I'm in the field visiting different Bar Louies, I hear from various servers and bartenders that the reasons we do a lot of things is because corporate told us to. Now, while that might seem like the case, and even in some cases that is accurate, there's a reason behind why we want you to do those things. Our priorities are to take care of the guests and always create amazing hospitality, give them awesome food and drinks, and make sure they're in an environment that makes them want to come back. Let me give you an example. One of our bartenders wrote me and asked me, why do we always have to set up fresh fruit displays on the corner of the bar? It seems like such a waste of time and fruit. That might seem like the case. And this is one of those cases where if I were to ask a bartender, server, or sometimes, God forbid, even a manager, and they'll tell me, big bad corporate tells us to. Aha! But why do we want those displays? Let's go to the bar and I'm going to show you. When a guest walks in, we want to give them specific cues about what we do very well and what's important to us. Obviously, fresh fruit is very important to us. There's fresh fruit. We have this beautiful drink to give them an idea of what they're going to order. We're not a sports bar, we're not a beer bar, we're a cocktail bar. So the first thing they're going to see is this beautiful cue that they should be getting a cocktail. Make sense? The other question I get a lot is, why do we always have to have chilled martini glasses on the bar? Well, I'm going to show you.
There you are, Mr. Blake. You're Clover.
Thank you, Kamila.
Yes, sir.
So not only is the drink chilled to perfection, the martini glass is already chilled. We don't have to wait for that. So when you're busy, it just works faster. You can replace the ice in the water in another martini glass. You got another one ready to go. See? Those make a little bit more sense now, don't they? Here's another question I get a lot of the times. Why aren't we allowed to use bar mats behind the bar? I know they're comfortable and they make your feet feel better after a long shift. However, the #1 problem with bar mats is they get really, really dirty. And now I know bartenders say, oh, we'll clean them. The problem is the mud gets in there, the dirt gets in there, liquor gets in there, grenadine gets in there, a lot of sugar causes a lot of stinkiness, and stinkiness leads to fruit flies. Our main goal is to make sure our guests come back over and over again. A bunch of fruit flies in a bad smelling bar are not gonna do that. Sorry, get some comfortable shoes and make sure they're slip resistant. So in both new store openings and existing stores, I get asked a lot, why do we have to mix up all the bottles on our liquor displays? Let me show you why. As you can tell by this one, it's a beautiful display of all different types of bottles and focusing on local whiskeys, all different heights, shapes, makes it look urban, funky, cool. What we don't want to do is have an entire length of Absolute bottles or Grey Goose bottles because it eventually looks like a liquor store, or worse, an advertisement for Absolute, which we're not in the business of doing. So at the end, we want our guests to be able to see what we carry, but not necessarily just the same thing that everybody else in the world carries. So we focus on a local whiskey, Saint Germain, Deep Eddy, Godiva, all different flavors, all different colors, a beautiful display for a beautiful Bar Louie. All right, the last question we're going to tackle today is, Blake, what the hell does TOSS mean? TOSS. So what does it mean? Tilt, open, straighten, serve. Now that's a great acronym and all, but let me show you what it actually means. When we're pouring a beer, we want to make sure the beer's going in the glass and eventually in our guests' bellies, not down this drain. So when I see people doing that and let it run down, that hurts me as both a professional and as a drinker. So what we want to do is we want to do TOSS. Tilt, open, straighten, serve. So I'm going to tilt my glass at a 45-degree angle. I'm going to open it all the way, I'm going to straighten it. And I'm going to serve it. There should be some head on the beer. It's going to release the aromas and make it be able to smell really, really good. It's a Ranger IPA out of New Belgium. Delicious beer. That's toss and the proper way to pour a beer. Cheers. So that's all the time we have for questions today. Hopefully you learned something and hopefully that answered some of your questions. Obviously there are a million more questions out there, so feel free to email me at any time at blake@blro.net, or you can have one of your managers post it the backstage at In the Weeds. Please keep them clean, and remember, we're doing this to help you be better at your job and make more money. Cheers.